Liam have had the weekend off owing to our bye week in the 1895 Cup, which obviously Oldham's win over at Rochdale means that we bowed out of the competition as the first sort of piece of silverware that we could go for in your era. Is it disappointing that it ended that way? Yeah,
massively, yeah. Obviously, reigning champions, really disappointed to not be continuing in it. At the same time, our main focus is the championship, and we need to make sure we prepare right in these Challenge Cup games to get ourselves ready for the season that starts in March.
Like I said, our last outing was against Whitehaven in the Challenge Cup. We progressed to the 4th round. You must have been pleased with the way that the team performed in the first home game at the Shay this year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the start to the game was really positive. The game lost a little bit of its edge towards half time and in the second half, but really pleased with some of the signs in the first half, and certainly with the ball and starting to put some of our stamp on things and making improvements and steady progress. So yeah, there was some positive stuff and some stuff to work on, which is par for the course at this time of year.
You mentioned it sort of lost its edge in the second half. Do you think that was more the fact that we took our foot off the gas, or more that Whitehaven sort of steadied the ship and showed some steel in defence?
A bit of everything really. The game just got a bit sloppy after a bit of a downpour at about half an hour mark. We went from playing pretty expansive to trying to carry on playing the same way in greasy conditions, and made a few errors and got a little bit loose. So I think from our point of view, we just focus on what we can fix up. Whitehaven are going to get a lot better over the course of the year, as they always do. I mentioned it after the game that they use their games to sort of as training as they get the whole group together. But yeah, from our point of view, there's plenty to improve on.
Moving on to this weekend then, that Whitehaven win means we progress to the 4th round of the Betfred Challenge Cup, a home tie against Hammersmith Hills Hoists. Had you heard of them before we drew them in the cup?
No, to be honest, no, I hadn't. Similarly with the team that they played against, West Warriors. So, but yeah, that's the beauty of the cup. Teams that popping up around the country can get through and play a semi-pro team or a professional team, which is good, and it's what the Challenge Cup should be about. And we're preparing properly for this game and putting a strong team out. So we're not taking it lightly at all, and it's obviously what the cup's about. The amateur teams getting to play professionally, and I'd like to see it go back to the format where more part-time teams can play full-time teams in Super League, but that's not for me to decide, but hopefully we can get there this year.
How do you prepare for a game like this, obviously against a team that not many other teams in this area or this league know about? They're coming up here with nothing to lose, amateur club, proud London club. How do you do your homework on a side like that?
Well, obviously we'll watch them against West Warriors, but ultimately, like every other game, sorry, I can't get my words out. Prepare yourself as well as you can every single week, and make sure you don't lose focus about what you're trying to get better at. And I think it's a nice reminder when you're playing a team where you can't do an awful lot of homework on that. It's about yourself anyway, and it's sort of the theory that we've gone with. We are going with for the season, concentrate on ourselves and get ourselves and our own preparation right, and we'll have a chance, and obviously do our due diligence on the opposition and our own work, but the main focus is to get our own game right.
What are you hoping to see then in terms of getting your own game right? Is it all about the attack? Is it not conceding any points, or is it just, are you looking for an 80-minute performance of all kinds?
No, we're just looking to be professional, turn up with the right attitude, and start the game positively, and get ourselves into the game like any other game. We don't know what's coming up against us. We've just got to bring our game to the party and weigh it up after the first 5-10 minutes and see what the situation is, and then we'll have some targets within the game that we want to achieve. But they'll all be with due respect to Hammersmith, who have got to this round for a reason, and they've got some good rugby players who know what they're doing. So we need to make sure we're on it and give them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, like you say, paying respect to the Hoists to one side. Is this a good chance for you to rotate your squad and give some of the fringe members of our team a chance to show what they can do in blue and white?
There'll be a few that are playing that haven't played yet, but I don't think rotating the squad's the right way to sort of phrase it, as we haven't got the world's biggest squad, and pretty much everyone in the squad is a first team player. So you know, there's nobody that's going to be in that 17 that's not a first team rugby player at championship level. So yeah, there is a couple of players that are carrying knocks that won't play, but other than that, it'll be a strong outfit.
Yeah, can you give us a bit of an injury update on those players that are carrying knocks that might not make the cut this week?
No, not really, because there's only a couple of minor ones, and we're still playing about with who will play and who won't play. And you know, there'll be a couple that miss out that probably would play had it been a championship game this week. But other than that, no, it's all right. It's just Dougie.
Any update on Brandon Douglas? And obviously we saw Dan Murray depart the club. Where he's going, might have been announced by now, but obviously one prop departing, you've got another one sort of laying in the waste. Is there an update on him, and can you give us an update on the sort of background of the reasons for Dan's departure?
Yeah, Dougie's out of his cast now. It's about strengthening his thumb and getting him up to speed to play rugby league, which is obviously a physical game, as we all know. So he'll be 3 or 4 weeks off, and we'll do that as properly as we can do, and try and mitigate the risks that come with it. And Dan was that's a funny one, because you know, I've got a lot of respect for him as a player, and when I was here as assistant a couple of years ago, when I left, he was one of, if not the best prop in the championship. So you know, things just haven't worked out for him this year, in the sense he hadn't been in the team for the first couple of, well, he was in the team for the Oldham game and then dropped out, and he's at the stage of his career where he wants to be playing every week, and he wants to be sort of promised that by his coach, and Widnes could offer him that, and I couldn't. And you know, the respect that we've got as a club, you know, and what he's done for us, we decided that it was fair to him to let him go and go to a club where he's going to play every single week, and I wasn't prepared to offer him that at this stage, although we by no means pushed him out of the door. It was left for him to make his mind up. He was welcome to stay and fight for his place, and obviously that's becomes a personal decision, and you know, we wish him all the best, and yeah, thank him for what he's done in blue and white.
Finally then, it's a Saturday night game under the lights, another home game at the Shay, Challenge Cup, the magic of the cup, as we've said. Must be hoping that the fans really get behind the side this weekend and come and enjoy a spectacle. Yeah,
I am. Yeah, I'm hoping that as many Halifax fans come down Saturday evening, come down and watch a game of rugby that's a little bit different to normal. Obviously, opposition wise, enjoy a Saturday tea time out, you know, with World Club Challenge in mind after that, and warm themselves up to get behind the British team in that afterwards, Wigan, which we'll all be getting behind to obviously try and knock the Aussies off. So yeah, come down and watch Halifax first and see your favourite players, and we'll try and put on a show if we can.